Most people assume that if their cat tolerates them, sits nearby, eats the food they put down, occasionally lets them pet it, that's about as good as it gets with cats. Cats are independent. Cats are aloof. Cats don't really need anyone. That's the story most of us have been told. But here's what's actually happening inside your home, probably right now without you realizing it. Your cat has been sending you signals, quiet, easy-to-miss signals, that reveal exactly how they feel about you. Not just as a food source. Not just as a warm body in the room. But as someone they genuinely consider part of their inner circle. Their family. The tricky part? These signals don't look like a dog's tail wag or an excited jump at the door. They are subtle. Understated. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll miss them entirely, and mistake a deeply bonded cat for a distant one. So let's change that. Here are 7 silent signs your cat actually sees you as family, and what each one tells you about the bond you've built together. You've probably been here. Your cat rolls over, stretches out, and exposes their soft belly right in front of you. You reach down to rub it, and suddenly, claws. Teeth. A very offended cat. It feels like a trap. And a lot of owners walk away thinking their cat is just unpredictable or even a little mean. But here's what most owners miss: the belly exposure was never an invitation for a belly rub. It was something far more significant than that. In the animal world, exposing the abdomen is one of the most vulnerable things a creature can do. It's where vital organs are. In the wild, no cat willingly exposes that area to another animal unless they feel completely, unconditionally safe. When your cat rolls over and shows you their belly, even if they don't want you to touch it, they are communicating a profound level of trust. They are saying, I feel safe enough around you to be vulnerable. I'm not on guard. You are not a threat to me. Research in feline behavior consistently points to this kind of postural relaxation as a marker of social comfort. Dr. John Bradshaw, a cat behavior scientist at the University of Bristol and author of Cat Sense, notes that domestic cats reserve their most relaxed body language for individuals they feel genuinely secure around. So next time your cat does the belly flop in front of you, resist the urge to touch. Just appreciate it for what it is, one of the highest compliments a cat can pay you. And if you want to respond, try a slow blink back at them instead. More on that later. If your cat has ever walked up to you, sniffed your hand or your hair, and then started licking you, welcome to the inner circle. Cats groom each other. It's called allogrooming, and it's a behavior reserved almost exclusively for cats that share a close social bond. In feral cat colonies, allogrooming happens between family members, mothers and kittens, siblings, closely bonded pairs. It reinforces social ties. It's an act of care. When your cat licks your hand, your arm, or your hair, they are not confused about what you are. They know you're not a cat. What they're doing is extending the same social behavior they would give to a trusted feline companion, to you. That's not random. That's deliberate inclusion. A study published in the journal Animal Behavior found that allogrooming in cats tends to be directed toward individuals the groomer has chosen, not just any cat nearby, but a specific, preferred social partner. When your cat chooses to groom you, you are their preferred social partner. The practical takeaway here is simple: if your cat licks you, don't pull away or discourage it unless it's uncomfortable. Lean into the moment. Let them finish. You are receiving a form of feline affection that most people never recognize for what it truly is. Here's something fascinating that researchers have documented in recent years: adult cats almost never meow at other cats. Meowing, chirping, trilling, these vocalizations are developed and used almost entirely in the context of communicating with humans. Kittens meow at their mothers. And then, as they grow into adult cats in the wild, that behavior largely disappears between cats. But domestic cats, they keep doing it. And the reason why is remarkable. Your cat has essentially developed a personalized language to talk to you. A landmark study from the University of Sussex found that cats develop specific vocalizations tailored to their individual owners, sounds shaped over time by what gets a response, what gets attention, what works with you specifically. Your cat's meow is not generic. It's customized. When your cat chirps at you from across the room, trills as they walk past your legs, or chatters softly while watching you from a doorway, that's family behavior. That's a cat who has invested time and attention into figuring out how to communicate with you as an individual. Before we move on, think about this: how often do you actually talk back? Cats respond well to owners who vocalize in return. A soft, calm voice, even just narrating what you're doing, signals to your cat that the communication is mutual. That kind of two-way interaction deepens the bond considerably. There's a common misconception that a cat only loves you if they sleep directly on top of you. But proximity matters far more than contact when it comes to reading feline social behavior. In feral cat colonies, cats sleep in clusters, not necessarily touching, but close. Within a safe social group. The presence of a trusted companion nearby is what allows a cat to fully relax and enter deep sleep. Sleep, after all, is when an animal is at its most vulnerable. If your cat sleeps in the same room as you, even if it's on a separate chair, at the foot of the bed, or just inside the doorway, they are choosing to spend their most vulnerable hours in your presence. That's a decision rooted in trust. Dr. Mikel Delgado, a cat behavior researcher and postdoctoral fellow at UC Davis, has spoken extensively about how cats use spatial proximity as a social signal. The choice to rest near a particular person is not coincidental. It reflects how safe and secure that person makes the cat feel. So if your cat doesn't drape themselves across your chest every night, don't take it personally. If they're in the room, they are choosing you. That quiet presence is its own kind of devotion. You may have heard that you can slow blink at your cat to show affection. And that's true, it works beautifully. But there's an even more meaningful version of this behavior that often goes unnoticed. When your cat initiates the slow blink, when they look at you, hold your gaze, and slowly close and open their eyes without you doing it first, that is one of the clearest emotional signals a cat can give. A slow blink in feline body language is the opposite of a threat stare. A hard, unblinking stare between cats signals tension and dominance. A soft, slow blink signals relaxation, openness, and safety. When your cat slow blinks at you unprompted, they are actively choosing to show you they feel at ease. That you are not a source of stress or anxiety. That being near you is genuinely comfortable. A 2020 study published in Scientific Reports by researchers at the University of Sussex confirmed this experimentally. Cats were significantly more likely to slow blink in response to owners who slow blinked at them, and cats also approached unfamiliar humans who slow blinked more readily than those who maintained a neutral expression. The takeaway: start paying attention to whether your cat initiates this with you. If they do, slow blink back. You're having a conversation in their language, and it matters to them more than you might think. This one might be the most physically obvious on the list, but it's also the most misunderstood in terms of why it happens. When your cat presses their forehead into your hand, your face, or your leg, or rubs their cheek along your shin, they are not just asking for attention. They are claiming you. In the most affectionate sense of that word. Cats have scent glands located on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they rub these areas against you or an object, they deposit their scent. This behavior, called bunting, is how cats mark things and individuals that belong to their social world. Their safe space. Their group. In multi-cat households, cats bunt the other cats they are bonded with. They bunt familiar objects in their environment. And they bunt the humans they consider family. You are being marked, not owned in a possessive sense, but included. Tagged as part of their trusted circle. The emotional weight of this behavior is significant. Your cat is not just tolerating your presence. They are actively integrating you into their sense of home and safety. Every headbutt is a quiet declaration: you belong in my world. This last sign is perhaps the most telling of all, and it's the one that most clearly separates a cat who sees you as convenient from a cat who sees you as family. When your cat is startled by a loud noise, unwell, anxious, or confused, where do they go? Do they retreat to a hiding spot alone? Or do they come to you? Cats who seek out a specific person during moments of stress are demonstrating what animal behaviorists call a secure attachment. This is the same framework used to study bonding in human infants, and it has been meaningfully applied to domestic cats in recent research. A 2019 study from Oregon State University tested cats in an unfamiliar room, first with their owner present, then without. The results were striking. Cats with secure attachments to their owners showed measurably less stress when their owner was in the room, and used the owner as a safe base to explore from exactly the behavior seen in securely attached children with caregivers. When your cat comes to you in a moment of uncertainty, they are not being needy. They are showing you that you are their safe place. Their anchor. The person they trust above any other in their environment. That is family. By every meaningful definition of the word.